Good morning, everybody. This is Jason DeCanio, and it is 6 o'clock on this June 5th, 2023, and we hope that you have had a fantastic weekend. Here starts something new. This is the first show of DMS3000 News Live, and we'll be here Monday and Tuesday every week to give you news, commentaries, headlines, anything that pretty much strikes your fancy. So today we're going to be looking at the headlines to kind of pick you up on what's going on and what you missed over the weekend. We'll look at News of the Weird, a great spot later on in the program. And also, we'll have sports and all the other good things as well. So hope you enjoy this 2-hour show. Get your cup of coffee or wherever you are at this said time, and we'll go ahead and do the things that need to get done. Okay? First off today, Norma Hunt, wife of Kansas City Chiefs founder, dies at 85. Yes, Norma Hunt was the only woman who has attended every Super Bowl, including the Chiefs' February win, the third in franchise history. A man searches desperately for his nephew, who was missing after India's train crash. Nitman Roy, construction worker and a father of two, was on one of the trains that crashed in India's eastern state of Odisha. His uncle is hoping he can at least find some trace of his nephew. Robert Kennedy was killed 55 years ago. How should he be remembered? Well, he was gunned down in a hotel in Los Angeles. Kennedy, a presidential hopeful who was memorialized as a liberal icon, was complicated and contradictory. He took away the country's top AAA rating in 2011. He ended up fearing for his life. Well, John B. Chambers led the team at ratings agency S&P that decided to downgrade the country's AAA rating in 2011. It was a big decision, and it took a personal toll, but he has no regrets. 97-year-old Los Angeles church catches on fire for the second time in 2 years. The St. John's United Methodist Church fire first caught back in February of 2022. It has still been holding services in the parking lot as the sanctuary was being renovated when the second fire broke out. And Saudi Arabia cuts oil production again to shore up prices, this time on its own. OPEC and countries also agreed to extend oil production cuts they announced in April through the end of 2024, reducing production by more than 1 million barrels per day. Wow. So that is the headlines for right now. And of course, every half hour, we'll go ahead and give you those updated headlines as well and tell you what's going on in the news. I'd like to thank a personal couple of people before we begin. And good morning to you, David. I hope you slept well, because I slept and I got my alarm up at 5 o'clock and I went back to sleep. Yes, unfortunately I did. So, I slept right through my alarm. So me getting up in the morning every time to try to do this is going to be next to impossible. But we will do what we can to do that. By the way, so I want to thank David St. Dennis, who is owner of the David3000 Network channel, for giving me the opportunity to host this live news program every Monday and Tuesday here on the StreamYard. I'd like to also thank some other people as well. Jason Kelly, who is a great announcer who works for us. Good morning, Zach. How are you today? We welcome you to the program. Jason Kelly, who's been a great loyal friend and true of mine since 2013, actually even 2011. And he's been with me announcing on some great shows, and we have a good time. So, that's a good thing. And he's been working pretty hard with his new show called The Delightful Dallasite, which is premiering this Wednesday in this time slot. So it'll be on a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then, good morning, Brandon. Wow, we've got some early risers today. Thank you for joining us here. Yes, Brandon Martin is another one of my great colleagues here in Studio One. He is the host of Super Password, which will be airing tonight. I think this is the final night for his episode to wrap up the second season, and then he goes into the Tournament of Champions for 7 weeks. Speaking of which, our recording of our game shows, we will be there at Discord tonight. So if you'd like to be a contestant on any of the game shows that we are recording, drop us a line, let us know what you want to do. We'll be more than happy to get you in. if you want to be a celebrity, or if you even want to host your own show, we have plenty of time slots for that. We're going to be talking about one of the things that television rarely talks about. Television. That's right. We're going to have time for music and sports, commentaries of all kinds of things. We'll look at a lot of historical things in this program, not just the news. We'll also give you live updates on if you're in the stock market. One of the things that we will definitely talk about is the Dow Jones. So if you invest in stocks, or you know of anybody that invests in stocks, this is a good opportunity for you to get, caught up on all of that stuff. So why don't we go ahead and look at the sports from yesterday, because there was a lot of action in there. And I'll tell you what, we'll look at the MLB first, because I know all of us baseball fans out there yesterday were watching Sunday Night Baseball, and it was, you got to figure if it's your team, you're probably there, right? Okay, so last night, Sunday Night Baseball, the Dodgers didn't beat them. Yankees won 4-1. Yankees 4, Dodgers 1 in the Sunday Night Baseball game. Cubs 7, Padres 1. And the Braves 8, Diamondbacks 5, and an interesting comeback game yesterday for the Braves. We'll talk about that. The Orioles, oh my gosh, surprise, surprise, beat up on the Giants 8-3. Rangers 12, Mariners 3. It was the Twins and the Guardians. Guardians got that one 2-1. It was the Royals 2, Rockies 0. Let's see, what else did I miss here? The Red Sox unfortunately got beaten by the Rays 6-2. Pirates 2, Cardinals 1. Phillies beat up on the Nationals 11-3. Marlins 7, Athletics 5. And the Blue Jays sweep the Mets and take that third game yesterday 6-4. And the Brewers 5 and the Reds 1. Let's see what else we got here for you. Tigers and the White Sox. White Sox 6, Tigers 2. And I think I covered everything else there. Yep. Standings right now, the Rays hold a 4.5 game lead over the Orioles at 42-19, with the Orioles at 37-22. And the Rays also hold a 6-game lead on the Yankees, an 8.5 game lead on the Blue Jays, and an 11-game lead on the Red Sox. In the Central, the Twins, they held a 3.5 game lead over the Guardians, 3.5 on the Tigers, White Sox 5.5, and the Royals 12.5. And then the Rangers in the West, 38-20, hold a 3.5 over the Astros, 8.5 on the Angels, 9.5 on the Mariners, and 27.5 on the Athletics. In the National League, right now the Braves hold a 3.5 on the Marlins, 5.5 on the Mets, 8 on the Phillies, and 10 on the Nationals. The Brewers in the Central hold a half-game lead over the Pirates. 5.5 over the Cubs, 6 over the Reds. The Cardinals, 7.5. In the West, the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks are tied, 35-25. They have the division lead, with the Giants 5.5 back, the Padres 7.5, and the Rockies bringing up the rear at 9.5. And that is a look at baseball. Let's go right now next up to some news that we're looking for. The Yankees' Aaron Judge out after banging his toe during a wild catch. Ooh, so he'll be out for a little while. The Drew Ellis game. Phillies crushed Nationals to end road trip with a series win. A big move to erase the Mariners' uneven season. And why Ellie De La Cruz is baseball's most intriguing prospect. 3 things to know as the red shortstops near Major League Baseball. Mariners' dreams of winning the AL West appear dashed after crushing loss to the Rangers. Pirates promote catching prospect Henry Davis to Triple-A. And the Yankees' Domingo Sherman uses big-time command to deliver reason for optimism. And the Guardians designate Zach Plasaik for assignment. And let's see what else we've got in the news. Well, that was one week ago, so that's going far back. Not too bad. All right. let's look at other things going on right now. We've got NHL, of course. We've got the playoffs going on right now. And it's the Cup Finals right now. And this one is going, let me see. Wow. Okay. The Panthers and the Golden Knights in game 2. It's going to go on today at 8 o'clock, tonight at 8 o'clock. And right now, the Vegas Golden Knights have a 1-0 lead over the Panthers. So they're going into game 2 of the Cup Finals. All times are Eastern. So if you're interested in hockey, definitely check that out. And right now, let's look at the basketball. We've got the NBA Finals going on right now. And it's an official. The Miami Heat had game 1, 111 to 108. So, well, actually, game 2. So the series is tied, folks. Wow. So if you're a Nuggets fan, you won game 1. And if you're a Heat fan, you won game 2, and you're happy. As far as I'm concerned, I'm hoping that for me personally, it would be the Nuggets I would go for. I've seen the Heat play a lot, and the Heat have won some great championships with some great players, but Denver hasn't won in a while, so this is maybe their chance for a shining moment here. So hopefully we'll see what happens with that. Time right now is 6:23 a.m. We'll give you all of the things coming up in the next half hour. We're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to look at some more great stuff, and hopefully, like you said, we will definitely look at that. And we don't got more comments here. Playoff Jimmy, huh? Well, guys, I'm going to fill in some airtime here and get some more stuff going here. If you've got anything you'd like us to talk about here in this first episode, this is kind of an open thing here. I'm going to open up the comments, and we'll talk, and we'll definitely get everybody on. And if you'd like to be on the show today in your good morning cup, let us know too. All right? So we'll be back right after this. Okay, David, in this particular part where the commercial break and everything, we can edit with some commercials. Okay. We go back on in about 5 minutes. Hang in there, folks. Everything. We're still live, yes. But this is where David's going to do some edits when the final product is happening. We're in a break right now. So I'm going to gather up some new information and commentaries and stuff, and we'll look at some other good things later on. Okay. So bear with us. We're still here, and we'll take it from there in a little bit. Again, it's Jason DeCanio here. It's 6:32 in the morning on this June 5th, 2023. Welcome back to the David DMS3000 News Live show. Hope you enjoyed that first half hour. We kind of had a little bit of trying to break the ice here a little bit on our very first show, trying to get everything set, and I'm trying to learn all the things here. So at the same time, play some background music, and this might also be a good time to put some commercials in as well. So we'll get it right and give you a great show at the end here. Even though this is live, it's still going to be put up on other various platforms like YouTube and Discord at the time. So, hey, whatever we need to make the show even better. We appreciate some feedback as well, and let me know that I'm doing a good job. If not, hey, I'm all about it. But I appreciate those who are watching right now. So let's go ahead and look at some horoscopes today, if you guys are interested. Your general daily horoscope for today, for June 5th, 2023, goes like this. Keeping a lid on our feelings could be trickier than usual. The moon begins by stepping into industrious Capricorn, but pleasure-loving Venus takes center stage as she waltzes into stylish Leo at 9:46 this morning, giving us all the urge to let ourselves shine. The moon will then trine lucky Jupiter in Taurus, adding an extra touch of luxury, although we may cling to it a bit too much when Venus opposes intense Pluto in Aquarius. Let's get ready to play for keeps. Okay? So that's the general horoscope, and let's look at Aries right now. Pleasure just became your number one priority, Aries. So Venus is dancing into your fifth house of passion today, which means you can leave your responsibilities on the back burner and bring your own desire into the heat. This is also a very creative time, so don't be shy about seeking out ways to show off your skills. You can rest assured that your audience will probably love whatever you have to offer, so make an effort to avoid playing the wallflower for the moment. For you Tauruses, your current residence could likely use a bit of a makeover. Aesthetic Venus just arrived in your fourth house of domesticity, focusing her sense of style firmly on your own four walls. So this is a great time to do some redecorating in order to shape your space into something that reflects your own tastes. Venus will help you find lots of good deals in the process. This is also a wonderful time to host a party or two at your place. And if you're a Gemini, well, something positive is stirring right outside your front door. Venus just arrived in your third house of local community, casting a lovely glow over everyone you come into contact with. Here, opportunistic Venus empowers you to get out and see what's going on in your neighborhood. You never know when you'll discover something or meet someone special who winds up being positively pivotal in your life. Start turning over every stone you come across and keep your eyes open for gold underneath. And for you Cancers out there, your wallet just got magnetized. Luxury-loving Venus is bounding into your second house of earned income today, helping you attract more abundance into your life. Whether that means cold hard cash or more indulgences like new clothes and fancy dinners, that's not to say you're going to blow your budget on living the good life, but sometimes a few treats can make life that much nicer. And it feels much nicer too. So you deserve to be financially solvent, and Venus can strengthen you as you make that happen. Next up is the Leos. And you Leos, you just became one of the hottest commodities of the zodiac. Alluring Venus arrives in your sign today for her yearly visit, and in the process, she'll be bestowing all her grace and bounty upon you. This could give you the urge to do a bit of primping and add a few flares to your appearance. But there's nothing wrong with that when you have Venus on your side, making sure you look your best. People might be especially impressed with this new you. For you Virgos out there, it's time to don your rose-colored glasses. Beautifying Venus is slipping into your dreamy 12th house today, signaling a time to step back from reality and let your heart lead you wherever it may choose. See, Venus won't be forcing you along in this sleepy territory. She'll just gently nudge you here or there. So pay attention to the little signals she sends, and you may notice increased bounty and joy in your life from the most unexpected and unusual sources. Now, I'm a Libra, so all of us Libras today, it's time to circulate because there are people just dying to see you. You see, your ruler Venus is entering your 11th house of social groups, helping make you the most popular person in the room. Don't be surprised if you're receiving more invitations than usual or everyone seems to want your opinion. You can't help but shine during this time, so go ahead and let yourself do just that. You might even begin to understand why everyone else is in awe of you. And for you Scorpios, your reputation just got a fantastic boost. See, Venus is marching into your 10th house of career today, giving you a platform to stand out from the herd. This is especially good if you're aiming for a promotion or a raise, as VIPs and other supervisors could be eager to give you a hand during this cycle. It wouldn't hurt to take some extra time with your appearance in the mornings, as standout opportunities for self-promotion will be popping up like flowers in spring. For the Sagittariuses, the further you go, the more pleasure you can find. Sagittariuses, Venus just flew into your 9th house of expansion, widening your gaze to encompass all the bounty waiting for you in the great wide yonder. So if you've exhausted what's currently available to you, start expanding your search radius, literally or metaphorically. What's new will probably be particularly appealing to you right now. Had enough of the tried and true. It's time to spread your wings and see what's waiting beyond the horizon. Oh, hey, David's here. Oh, hello, David. How's it going?
Jason.
Good morning to you.
How's the show? How's the show going so far?
Fantastic. I was just reading the horoscopes for everybody here.
All right. I just thought I'll come on here since it's the first episode, say hello to everybody, and I just wanted to clarify that with the commercials, I cannot edit that unfortunately, but for next time, I can edit a 5-minute video for on here for you to play for the commercials.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, because we figure at the bottom of the hour we'll go. We'll cut everything out 5 minutes to the half hour, and go to commercial break every half hour. We'll take that break at, if we come at 6:25, then we'll go to 6:55, then we'll go to 7:25, and that'll be the end of the show for that. So we'll take 3 breaks.
How many commercials do you want exactly?
Oh, about 3, I would think. I'll also play music, too, if I need to. I just checked out that background music. That's why I put that filter in there. So I'm going to leave it, keep recording and everything, so we have that. I hope everybody was enjoying the show and not getting bored by what I was talking about here. We had Zach the artist. I hope everybody's still here, or did they leave?
No, there's still people here watching. I see.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for guys for staying with us this morning here. Yep.
Now, I won't be on now as for the next few weeks until the 19th or so. I will probably not. I came on here because this is the first episode and all of that. I just wanted to clarify some things.
Yes, this, by the way, is our CEO and founder of the David3000 Network. This is David St. Dennis, by the way, folks. This is my boss, actually. I'm good. I am a co-host of the channel. I am not the overall original person of the channel, but I'm here to grow the channel like everything. And by the way, speaking of growing the channel, David, you must be impressed with the fact that we're only 10 subscribers away from 1,000.
Yes, 10 away, folks.
Ooh, right. Man, we have so. In other words, we picked up 40 subscribers in the last 6 months. That's fantastic.
100%.
I would think so because when I first joined, and I was telling this when we were also doing the interviews and everything. I said, about 6 months ago, in December when we launched it, you had like 950 people. A little over 950, like 954 to be exact. So here we are at 990 and still going and growing. I mean, it's fantastic. This was the right
Yes.
moment of the opportunity, and everybody took to it perfectly. So,
Yeah, and everything's not going to be perfect, going forward.
oh,
I mean, um, make that
oh,
eight.
take that 8 away from 1,000. Oh, Brandon just told us we picked up 2 more subscribers. Well, thanks
Yeah,
for the info, bro. Appreciate that.
yes. I
Wow, maybe
sent
we
the
have him as a side reporter for this show. That would be great.
I sent the link to Brandon in case if he wants to join.
Oh
Um,
well, and if you guys, like I said, want to come on and promote whatever you want to promote at this moment in time, we definitely can have you here. This is a live show, and
mm-hmm.
anytime you want to talk about things, hey, we're
Yep.
here for you. Yeah, thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it. You just got to give me the celebrities for tonight who are going to be on the super password so I can give you all that good
Oh
stuff.
yes.
Yep.
And if you
Yeah.
guys are wondering how often am I going to be on the show, well, I'm still currently going to school right now. I'll be leaving soon, but starting towards the end of the month, like the 19th and 20th, I should be on here a little bit more often. Maybe I can make this a weekly thing or every other week thing, but only time will tell because it really depends on how I feel like it. Plus, this is not my idea. This is his idea. Just to
Oh yeah.
clarify.
But I'll
Right.
tell you what, it's always hey, anytime the CEO comes on the show is an important thing. Maybe to give updates on the channel. This would be your opportunity to do that right now. If you've got something important to bring up on the channel, this is the time to do it. So
Yeah.
no, I mean, even though this was my idea, as far as that's concerned, David, you are take priority over the tops of the show, regardless. It
Yeah.
is DMS for a reason. Okay, yeah. Thank you very much, Brandon. I appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. You'll
And
direct.
also,
Yeah.
before we continue on, I want to thank Snowman for being a new member of our David3000 Network team. And right now, the schedule might be a little bit on a changing route. That's why you're going to see cars arcs at 12 p.m. and can't be at 12:30, but it's in a working progress. Everything's not 100% perfect, but it's all through a process. Much respect to Snowman, and hope you're doing good this here today, Snowman. And looking forward to your Snowman in the morning here on David3000 Network and his channel at 10 a.m.
Yeah, he said he was moving his show up to the 10 a.m. spot. So for those on the
Which is
West
good.
Coast, yeah. So we just had to reshuffle our lineup. Which David, you already moved all those slots in there, and again, like I said before, you must be. Oh, okay, Neil Sternitsky, if I got that correct, right? Sternitsky, yeah. Gianni Pizzi and Neil Sternitsky.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice names. All right, thanks for that one. Appreciate it, Brandon. Um, you got to be impressed with that summer schedule that we did. 50, almost over 57 views. I think we even got more than that.
You should do that for a segment at the end of the show.
Oh, for the summer schedule?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. That'll come up in the 7:30 half hour. That'll come up the last half hour of the show. I added one of my news in there as well. The odd news from Twin Musicom. So that would work out pretty well too. Oops. Yep. That was going really, yeah. But I was thinking, okay, I've got the odd news music in there too, so I'll play that and see how it works. That'll be for news of the
Yeah.
weird coming up in just a few minutes here. But I gotta add. I have some stuff that I wanted to add as well too, and I'll do that later on.
Yeah, I had to upgrade my StreamYard account because Victor's doing the popular panel, and I just thought I would add you and also bring back Danny on there as well. So that's why I did that.
Okay, and I see you have some backgrounds in here as well too. If you don't mind, I'll go
Yeah.
ahead and make up a logo for the show today. If
Oh,
that's
you
okay.
you want to make the logo?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what you got now is great.
Yeah.
That's cool. The news live intro, I like that. I haven't seen the closing yet, which we'll do at the end of this program. That's
Yep.
But we could put like on the corner down here in the bottom, like a watermark.
Well, the watermark is up here.
Oh, the watermark. Oh, there you go. You got it. Okay.
Yes.
You got it. All right.
Yep. And you're still gonna go live at 6 a.m. right? It's just that your alarm clock didn't go off this morning.
Yeah, my alarm clock didn't go off this morning. I will. I again apologize for that.
Yeah, good. That's why I didn't promote it right away. Is I was just like, hey, is he awake? I thought he'd be up at 4:30 anyway. Because he usually go to the gym around 3, and I just thought you'd be awake then.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, folks. Hey, everything's going to be live here, so you can see me yawning. You can see everything pretty much.
Hey, at least you're getting up in the morning. Better than the afternoon.
True. Very true. Because sometimes, But let me go ahead and finish up this Sagittarius for all those who wanted another.
Yeah, I'll get you guys later.
All right, David, thanks again for coming on. And like I said, anytime you need to interrupt this show, go right ahead, because you are the CEO, and if something needs to be talked about, to be right here for it.
See you guys later.
All right, thanks again, David. We'll see you next time. All right, getting back to the Sagittarius horoscope, let me go ahead and reread that for you, and that way we can definitely give you the full horoscope here. So for the Sagittarius, the further you go, the more pleasure you can find. Venus just flew into your 9th house of expansion, widening your gaze to encompass all the bounty waiting for you in the great wide yonder. So if you've exhausted what's currently available to you, start expanding your search radius, literally or metaphorically. What's new will probably be particularly appealing to you right now, and you've had enough of the tried and true. It's time to spread your wings and see what's waiting beyond the horizon. For you Capricorns, you may notice a certain intensity to the day. Venus, the planet of pleasure, is entering your 8th house of split resources, which can bring a lot of discussions surrounding what ventures should be joint or solo. This sector deals with complicated matters, but the good thing is that Venus will smooth the path for you to deal with them. So there's no need to fear. In fact, she could even bring a windfall your way during this cycle, so keep your eyes peeled. For you Aquariuses out there, your relationships are ready to enjoy an extra dose of positivity. Your 7th house of partnerships is glowing as Venus arrives for her yearly visit, bringing pleasure and good times in her wake. This can benefit all direct connections, from romantic relationships to professional pairings, so don't hesitate to link up with others. Strong relationships will be worth their weight in gold. This is also an excellent time for signing any contracts, as they are more likely than normal to be in your favor. And finally, for you Pisces out there, life is about to start flowing forward in a much gentler fashion than it has in some time. Easygoing Venus is entering your 6th house of productivity, and for the next 4 weeks, she will be doing her best to make every little task and chore seem like something you want to do rather than a responsibility you have to do. This is also very beneficial for any health matters, so spend some time nurturing your body. After all, you only get one. And those are the horoscopes for today, folks. It's June 5th, 2023. And 6:51 right now is your WJDC studio time here on the David3000 Network. Coming up to 9 minutes up to the 7 o'clock hour. And in the 7 o'clock hour, we'll definitely look at News of the Weird and start that hour right off the big bat with a look at some of the oddities and things that happen. News of the Weird comes out every Friday from the Andrews McMeel syndication. They write what used to be for Chuck Shepard. Chuck Shepard was a great writer of weird news and everything, and we'll share with you that weird news coming up in the next half hour. Also, too, we'll be looking at some commentaries for today that deal with some homilies from the Catholic Church. Yes, unfortunately, we got to go ahead and get in our daily commentaries for today. This week marks Trinity Sunday for all you Catholics out there, but if you're following from any religion, commentaries from the from the archdiocese can be for anybody, and we'll definitely be talking about that. I'll also give you a lineup of what's going to be happening on tomorrow's show. We'll give you a more in-depth format of what's going on because today was our first show, and if you would like to be on the show and promote your channel, or if you have anything to share with us that might be beneficial to us, we're on Monday and Tuesdays. Every morning, Monday and Tuesday, from 6 to 8. Okay, I'll be here. David will be here as well. And if you would like to be on the program, we can have you in. David can add you in as well. And you can talk about whatever you want to talk about or promote something or share, reminisce. And we'll definitely have you on the program. Anything that comes up live, as far as anything, breaking news or something of that sort, will definitely be covered. So no topic is never going to not be taken seriously. If you have something important that you would like to have us look into or further discuss or give more information on, this program is here for you. So at that moment in time, we're going to take a break right now. And when we come back, we'll be looking at News of the Weird and also some other great stuff as well. So we'll be right back. Right after this important message. And good morning once again, and welcome to this edition of David3000 Network. Here is DMS3000 News Live. I'm Jason DeCanio on this June 5th, 2023. This is the first show. We'll welcome you back in our third hour of the program already here. How time is going fast. And I hope you enjoy this show because we are testing the waters here, as they say, giving you some commentary and some news and some other great stuff as well. So in the 7 o'clock hour, I promised you news of the weird, and we're going to definitely get into that. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get ready for some stuff right now. Here we go. Yep, it's time for hot news. News of the weird, they say. I'm playing this in the background here. Our lead story is the compelling explanation. So when Ocala, Florida police officers questioned 37-year-old Daniel Robert Dinkins about a nearby burglary on May 13th, he responded, "That may have been me." But earlier, officers had been called to a home where someone had thrown a brick through a window where a baby was sleeping inside and left a book on the front porch. Dinkins said he wanted to swim in the neighbor's backyard pool and wanted to share the book with them, Ocala News reported. He also told police he was a time traveler and was trying to save the baby from something way in the future when the child is much older. Strangely, Dinkins said he wasn't aware there was a baby sleeping inside. He faces a felony burglary charge. Oh boy. Next up, a Central India food inspector, Rashish Vishwas, lost more than his phone on May 21st, NBC reported. While snapping a vacation selfie at Kurkata Dam, Vishwas dropped his phone into the water. Now, according to him, his device contained sensitive governmental information, so he ordered the reservoir to be drained. He said he got permission from R.C. Divar, a local water resources official, but Divar argued that he'd given permission to drain only 3 or 4 feet of the water. So instead, they had emptied the water up to 10 feet. It took 3 days to drain the 530,000 gallons of water, but in the end, it was all for naught. Vishwas's phone was unusable, as was he. He was suspended from his job pending an investigation. Oh, boy. An unnamed woman in Tacoma, Washington, was arrested and detained in a negative pressure room at the Pierce County Jail on June 1st after refusing for more than a year to get treatment for tuberculosis. This is from KOMO TV. They reported, and a judge issued 17 orders for her to be involuntarily detained before police caught up with her. "We believe she was trying to avoid being captured," said Sergeant Darian Moss. Officers surveilled her while she was still at home and observed her riding a city bus to a casino. The health department had asked her to just do it on her own. Now she's going to have to do it in our facility, unfortunately, Moss said. He said TB was once common in the jail, hence the negative pressure rooms, which isolate the air within the room so it doesn't infect the rest of the rooms within the facility. New York attorney Anthony Orlick is probably tearing his hair out in the wake of an incident in late May, the New York Post reported. Orlick allegedly snatched the wig off the head of Brooklyn singer Lizzie Ashley while walking along a city street at night. Ashley captured the aftermath on her cell phone and posted a video to TikTok, which garnered hundreds of thousands of views. In the video, Ashley yells at Orlick, "Sir, for what reason did you take my wig off? And what makes you think that that's okay?" Well, Orlick refused to apologize, even with his friends encouraging him to. So Ashley has said she plans to take legal action, but Orlick is already in trouble. His firm, Leader Burkhan Cola and Silverstein LLP, has fired him, according to a LinkedIn post. 19-year-old Delaney Irving of Vancouver Island, British Columbia, said of her May 28th victory in a cheese rolling contest in Gloucester, England, "It feels great. That's in spite of the fact that she woke up in the medical tent after taking a fall and hitting her head, the Guardian reported. I remember running, then bumping my head. I still don't really believe it, she said. The contest involves rolling a 7-pound wheel of cheese down the almost vertical Cooper's Hill, and Irving wasn't the only contestant who lost their footing as well. Oh, wow. A piglet got a second chance at life on May 25th, according to KVVU-TV, as Lars Gradell, Rebecca Zajic, and her son, Colton, drove along the interstate that day near Las Vegas. They witnessed a baby pig as it was thrown from a truck. We saw a pig fly out the side of the truck, and he tumbled about 10, 15 times down the side of the freeway, Gradell said. They stopped to rescue the pig, who didn't seem to be hurt. Lucky, as he was named, was given a new home at the All Friends Animal Sanctuary, where he'll eventually meet fellow porcupine, Mr. Picklesworth. Now, Lucky's going to be wallowing in the mud and rooting around in the ground and eating watermelon and popsicles in the summer, said Sanctuary founder Tara Pike. Looking for a bargain home in Burbank, Oklahoma? Bargain? As in more than 17,000 square feet for only $60,000? United Press International reported on May 30th that the former Burbank High School is on the market and listed as a single-family home. The building, constructed in 1924, features 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and an indoor basketball court, along with an auditorium. The school closed in 1968, and conditions are pretty rough inside. There's plenty of opportunity to make this property your own, the listing promises. And then meanwhile, in Fort Meade, Maryland, high school seniors listed their school building on Zillow as a graduation prank, United Press International reported. They described the 12,000 square foot school as a half-working jail. All 15 bathrooms come with sewage issues and trash-scented air freshener and water issues. The listing was removed several hours after appearing, said Bob Mosier, spokesman for the Anne Arundel County Public Schools. Oh, my goodness. And there you have what I feel is really just, welcome, both of us on the sofas. Thank you very much for joining us here this morning. Yeah, very interesting on those News of the Weird stories. Here's a bright idea for you. Coffee Smile, a caffeine chain in Russia, knows how to milk social media. Owner Maxim Kobylev put up posters in his stores in May that announced plans to start offering human breast milk in their lattes and cappuccinos. Folks, I don't know what's going on, but I'll tell you, that's why they call it News of the Weird, Oddity Central reported that Kobylev claimed to have contracted with lactating mothers whose milk is tested for safety. The child just eats just a little. One supplier said in a promotional video, so I thought, why not earn extra money? I even made coffee with my breast milk for my husband. He liked it. Turns out it's an all-attention-seeking hoax. There were many of my friends who wanted to try this coffee, Kobylev said. For them, I prepared a drink with a mixture of goat and almond milk. The taste is very similar. I know this because, as the father of 2 children, I also tasted the real thing. My goodness. I swear to everybody that was totally off the hook. Wasn't seeing that one coming with an iron hook. Yes. And finally, at Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park, California, riders of the Silver Bullet roller coaster were rudely interrupted in their fun on May 26th when one passenger indicated they wanted to get off the attraction, Fox News reported. The unnamed guest signaled their need to bail right after leaving the station. Operators stopped the ride and all guests had to be evacuated, the park said, following standard exit procedure. The roller coaster resumed operation about 30 minutes later. All right. So that is the News of the Weird, the U Express from the editors at Andrews McMeel Syndication, for the week ending June 2nd, 2023. And we'll get the new update next Monday. News of the Weird will be a permanent staple here on the DMS 3000 News Live every Monday to give you a little bit of laugh to get you going on your week, okay? All right, now it's time to look at a saint of the day. This is an interesting one. Today is the feast of St. Boniface, Bishop and Martyr. Yes, we'll give you a little bit of history about this interesting person. He was born at Crediton in Devon, England in 675 AD and baptized with the name Winfrith or Winfrid. The name means friend of peace, possibly because his father was a Saxon and his mother a Briton, to show that the two peoples had come together. Now, he entered a monastery at Nursling near Southampton and became a monk and a priest. He had a strong desire to become a missionary abroad. Finally, his abbot let him go, and in 716 he set out for the land of the Frisians in the Netherlands. Another English missionary, Willibrord, from Northumbria, had already preached the gospel there for several years. But wars and the hostility of non-Christians were big obstacles for the young Winifred, and some months later, having failed in his mission, he returned to the monastery in England to devote 2 more years preparing for his apostolic work. In 718, Winfrith once again left his monastery, this time for good. He would never return to England, and he set off for Rome to ask the Pope for his commissioning and blessing. On May 14th of 719, he threw himself at the feet of Pope Gregory II, who gave him the new name Boniface, one who does good. And he then went north across the Alps and embarked on 35 years of missionary work in various parts of Germany, which included a return visit to Frisia. Then in 722, he was consecrated by the Pope as bishop of the whole of Germany, east of the Rhine. Now, on his return to Germany as bishop, Boniface decided to tackle heathen superstitions head on. And at a place called Gesmar, in front of hostile tribesmen, he chopped down a sacred oak tree where they worshipped Thor, the god of thunder, after whom Thursday is named, and laid the foundations of a flourishing new church there. Now, according to tradition, when he chopped down the pagan Thor's oak, Boniface claimed a tiny fir tree growing in its roots as the new Christian symbol. He told the heathen tribes, "This humble tree's wood is used to build your homes. Let Christ be at the center of your households. Its leaves remain evergreen in the darkest days, and let Christ be your constant light. Its branches reach out to embrace, and its top points to heaven. Let Christ be your comfort and your guide." So the fir tree became a sign of Christ among the German peoples and eventually a worldwide symbol of Christmas. Now, Boniface went on to establish many new churches and monasteries and to reorganize the existing ones so that they were more effective Christian communities and properly equipped for mission. After another 6 years, the Pope made him Archbishop of all Germany, based at Mainz. Now, as well as expanding the churches in Germany, Boniface was equally concerned to ensure that the political authorities and rulers became firmly committed to Christianity. He crowned Pepin as king of all the Franks, that's the people of France and Germany, whose son Charlemagne was to become the first Holy Roman Emperor, a title which continued for the next 1,000 years. And Boniface was constantly traveling around, encouraging churches, appointing good leaders, and negotiating with political leaders as well. His journeys and his letters indicate his energy and spirituality, and many of his fellow workers came from his native England. Whenever he felt tired, he withdrew to the new abbey he had founded at Fulda in central Germany for rest and refreshment. But even in his late 70s, he was not prepared to remain idle for long. At the age of nearly 80, when most archbishops would have retired, he had other ideas. He still wanted to take the gospel to Frisia, where his first efforts had failed nearly 40 years earlier. He set off with 52 companions on an evangelizing mission, and at Pentecost on June 5th, 755, that was the year, near the modern town of Dokkum in the Netherlands, the whole party was massacred by heathen brigades. Boniface was himself struck down by a sword which pierced the Bible he had raised to shield his head. As requested in his will, his body was taken back to his monastery at Fulda, where a magnificent cathedral now encloses his tomb, and where the Catholic bishops of Germany hold their meetings every year. Boniface was the patron of England for 300 years and is still patron of Germany and the Netherlands. A historian has written of him, stating, "Everything which has developed afterwards in Germany in the realm of politics, the church, and spirituality is established on the foundation laid by Boniface, whose tomb should be more sacred for us than the tombs of the patriarchs were for the Jews, because he is truly the spiritual father of our people. Boniface has given us, as well as our successors, more than any of our great emperors and kings has been able to contribute." We'll go ahead and make that saint of the day come up on the last part of our journey here on the shows, as well as any commentaries or homilies from 7:45 to 8 o'clock. And we have Snowman. Good morning, Snowman. Welcome to the show, and we hope that you got some great rest over the weekend and are enjoying this show as well. Time now is 7:17, and it's ready to go into the Wikipedia's articles as well. And today's featured article is from the coin depicting Martinus's father, Heraclius, half-brother Constantine III, and mother Martina. Martinus, he died in 641, was Caesar of the Byzantine Emperor, or the Empire, for some point between 638 and 640 to 641. And he was the fifth son of Emperor Heraclius and his second wife and niece, Empress Martina. Heraclius elevated Martinus to Caesar, a junior imperial title that placed Martinus on the line of succession. Heraclius died on February 11, 641, leaving the throne jointly to Martinus's half-brother Constantine III and his elder full brother Heraclonus. Now, Constantine III soon died of tuberculosis, though some of his partisans alleged that Martina poisoned him. Now, one such partisan, Valentinus, led troops to Chalcedon across the Bosporus Strait from the capital of Constantinople to force Martina to install Constans, Constantine's third son, as co-emperor. Valentinus seized Constantinople, forced Constans II enthronement in October of 641, and deposed Martina, Heraclonus, and Martinus. They mutilated and exiled to Rhodes. Martinus died soon after, possibly during or immediately after the surgery. Wow. Talk about the history of the coins. Folks, if that doesn't get you woke up, I don't know what will. For all that matters. 7:19 is the time here at DMS 3000 News Live. Let's look at some more things here. In the news, at least 275 people are killed and over 1,100 others injured in a collision between 3 trains in Balasore, India. Ooh. In cricket, the Indian Premier League concludes with the Chennai Super Kings defeating the Gujarat Titans in the final. In auto racing, Joseph Newgarden wins the Indianapolis 500. Interesting. Rock singer and actress Tina Turner dies at the age of 83. And we lost a very great lady, the queen of soul and rock and roll. And we'll definitely have to have a tribute to Tina Turner sometime on the programs, and definitely on the legacy of Queens or New York, even though she was not related to Queens or anything of that sort. But for all I know is that if you remember Tina Turner's music and you followed her all the times of your life, then you know who I'm talking about as far as that's concerned. And if you don't, go to YouTube and look up Tina Turner's music and get an idea of what we're talking about here, because her music After she left Ike Turner, her music just skyrocketed. That was the smartest move that woman ever made, was leaving Ike, going on her own and becoming a solo artist from here on out. She knew what she was doing. She had the voice. She had the talent. She had everything going for her. All she had to do was break away from that negative, toxic relationship. And boy, oh boy, if you saw the movie, my favorite part of that movie was when she just physically beat the heck out of Ike Turner in that car and told him to go screw himself. And what did she do? She walked out and went on her own. And from that moment on, folks, Miss Tina Turner not only became a pop icon, but also the downfall of Ike Turner and his problems continued to increase as he was battling legal issues, trying to get his life straightened out. So, as they say, when you treat somebody bad and you have them under a ring around their neck, when they finally do let go, the karma finally comes back to you. Lesson to be learned here, folks. Don't keep people from their talents. Don't prevent them from doing the things that they want to do and know they can do. And don't be a control freak. It's the worst thing you can possibly do. All right. Now, what day is it? Oh, yes. This is the time where we're going to be looking at some interesting events going on. And we have several here today. We'll look at those in the next half hour because we're coming up at on a break soon here. And we'll look at that. And then we'll give you an idea of what's going to be coming up on Tuesday's program as well. And, like I said, and if anybody would like to be on the program, most definitely come on. We would love to have you here. This would be a great time during the summer, especially to promote your channels, promote your shows, talk about what's going on in your life, and share with everybody, what's happening. So in this case, like I said, we'll go to a break. And when we come back, we'll look at some national event music and some other great stuff as well. Right here on the David3000 Network, you're listening to DMS 3000 News Live. We'll be right back. And good morning once again, folks, and welcome back to the David3000 Network on this June 5th, Monday morning, 2023. It's DMS 3000 News Live. I'm your host, Jason DeCanio, and we're here at the final half hour of our first show, and hopefully we've had a great time giving you some great information along the way. Coming up tomorrow on the program, we're going to be looking at, of course, more horoscopes, give you more updates on the sports. We'll take a look at some of the weather as well out there. We haven't really looked at the weather forecast, so we'll give you that weather forecast before the end of the program today. And then we'll also look at some more commentaries from the Catholic Church as well. We'll give you the saint of the day, what day it is as well, and that's going to happen also too in our final half hour today. The commentaries for all of the Catholic stuff is going to be toward the end of the program tomorrow from 7:45 to 8 o'clock. We'll finally get a revised format and ready to go for you on episode 2. Then next week in the program, we'll give you an idea of what's going on as we get you some more information. Of course, we've got the headlines, of course, the updates, anything you'd like to talk about as well. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show and fill up a half an hour, we've been more than happy to have you on here talking about what you do best as we look at people basically in their talents. And if you have a YouTube channel that you'd like to promote as well, great. We would love to have you on because it's a good idea to promote, especially during the summertime where a lot of people are going to be going on hiatus. I know I am. I'll give you a little bit of my background before we end the program today. All right. It's 7:31 right now here. If you're just joining us, welcome to the program. Let's look at some of the national day calendars. Today, we're looking at National Moonshine Day. Yes. Now, every June 5th, National Moonshine Day recognizes a beverage with a notorious record of blurring the lines of history and the law, turning ordinary men and women into criminals and common criminals into legends. Well, moonshine traditionally is an illegally distilled spirit, mostly made from a corn mash. Moonshine is a distilled whiskey that is typically produced by an individual illegally without a permit, also known as White Lightning, Mountain Dew, Homebrew, Hillbilly Pop, Rot Gut, and too many more to list here. So distilling skills first came to the United States with the Scotch-Irish as they settled in Virginia. Temperance laws and prohibition legislation were passed in several states before the Civil War, but it wasn't until the turn of the century that the temperance movement picked up steam. By the time the 18th Amendment was ratified early in 1919, over half the country was dry. Prohibition lasted 13 years, and it created a demand for moonshine. Unlike any that may have existed before, moonshine became big business overnight. Now, these days, moonshine, in the legal sense, has a following. Small batch distilleries are producing legal moonshine, giving moonshiners a new name, bringing moonshine out of the woods and going up against other whiskeys for a place on the shelf. And many are packaging their home brews in canning jars, embracing their rich history, while at the same time experimenting with flavor and branching out with food pairing similar to that of wine and beer. So here's some trivia for you. Shepherd was Uncle Jesse's CB handle on the Dukes of Hazzard. Sweet Tilly was the name of his Ford LTD Galaxy in the first episode, his Moonshine Runner. The X's on the moonshine jugs symbol represents the number of times a batch was run through the still. So if it was marked XXX, the moonshine is pure alcohol. What do Esther Clark, Edna Garrett, Stella Beaumont, Mary Weinsnack all have in common? They were all bootleggers, and bootlegging was an equal opportunity profession. Lavania Gilman was a bootlegger too, and at 80 years old, she ran a 300-gallon still in Montana. The judge suspected her son was the real culprit, though. And during Prohibition, there were many ways to transport bootlegged moonshine. Faking a funeral was a convenient ruse to move the product, and out of respect for the dead, of course, those with the badge were reluctant to stop a funeral procession. So share your favorite whispered histories of the White Lightning and the legendary people who made it and chased it. Drink responsibly and use National Moonshine Day to share on social media. Within our research, we were unable to identify the founder of National Moonshine Day. Oh, that's too bad. Maybe he was drunk. I don't know. Too drunk to tell his name. Next up is World Environment Day. Today, on June 5th, yes, every year is celebrated as World Environment Day, or WED. The day is set aside to encourage awareness and action to protect the natural environment. It draws attention to environmental issues such as marine pollution, air pollution, deforestation, and wildlife crime such as poaching. Now, each year, WED has a new theme that major corporations, communities, governments, and celebrities adopt to advocate environmental causes. The world is a fine place and worth fighting for, according to Ernest Hemingway. The earth is what we all have in common, says Wendell Berry. And one of the first conditions of happiness is that the link between man and nature shall not be broken, said Leo Tolstoy. So here's how you observe this environmental day. One of the activities of the day is, in some countries, is to play or sing the Earth anthem penned by poet Abahai K to celebrate the day. Our cosmic oasis, cosmic blue pearl, the most beautiful planet in the universe, all the continents and the oceans. United we stand as flora and fauna. United we stand as species of one earth, different cultures, beliefs, and ways. We are all humans. The earth is our home. All the people and the nations of the world, all for one and one for all. United we unfurl the blue flag. So visit the World Environment Day website. Go to worldenvironmenttoday.global/en to learn more about the day, and follow on social media to see what others are doing around the world to mark the day. Also, plant a tree planting day in your neighborhood. Plant a tree. Organize a neighborhood cleanup. And in 1972, that was a significant year for creating a movement to sustain and protect the natural environment. That year, the United Nations met in Sweden to rally the world to support environmental issues. 2 years later, the first World Environment Day was held in 1974. And even though WED celebrations have been held annually since 1974, in 1987, the idea for rotating the center of these activities through selecting different hosts, countries, began. Next up is the National Start Over Day. For what? What are we starting over? Well, today on the national calendar, it's National Start Over Day to remind you it's perfectly fine to start over. Today's National Day is about making the decision to accept failure and start over from scratch. Do you remember that old saying, if at first you don't succeed, then try again? Well, all of us seem to have heard it at one time or another in our life, and we all can agree it has been used to inspire us to never give up and keep trying. Today, we want to remind everyone, despite any setbacks you may have, don't give up. Keep going, even if that means starting over. You know, what is failure? In a nutshell, failure is when a person does not succeed or has not met expectations of a specific situation, goal, or task. Failure means different things to different people, which is why our ideas about failure differ. And even though society plays a significant role in what we think should be success, the idea of failure comes from our own personal beliefs. You know, adults view failure differently than children do, but the end result is always the same. Failure is discouraging. Here's 5 adult ideas of failure: receiving a bad work performance review, forgetting a special occasion, getting terminated from a job, misspending or losing money, and missing an important appointment. And here are 6 childhood ideas of failure: getting a bad grade on a test, putting off or avoiding chores, breaking rules sent by the parents or the guardians, arguing with a grown-up, bickering with siblings, and not making the team. Failing should not be the end. In fact, We think you should use failure as a way to grow, learn, and start again. And most people analyze failure after it happens. You think of all the things that could have been and find a solution to make it better the next time around. Each time you fail, you create solutions and learn benefits of doing things differently. Your solutions give you opportunity to start over and keep going. And why is failing important? Well, it's important because it allows you to give something another try. Trust the process of what you learn along the failure journey, change a few things, and start from scratch to make it a success. Don't be discouraged. Some people may have to make several attempts to reach their goal. Taking another chance and starting over teaches you determination. Just know starting over can and will cause some anxiety, so do not be afraid to keep going. Starting over means a new beginning and a new adventure. You can do it. Here are 6 ways to change failure into success. Number 1, change your mindset after failure by determining why you failed and then turning the failure into a teaching tool. 2, failing does not mean you are a failure. It means you've been given opportunity to fix mistakes that will help you succeed when you decide to try again. Thirdly, learning your own beliefs about failure without comparing them to other expectations will help you focus on doing what is right for you. 4th, committing yourself to achieve success after failure will boost your confidence about your personal abilities, goals, and expectations. Number 5, correcting key mistakes when you start over will prevent the same mistakes from happening. This will require you to think about where things went wrong and having a plan to not repeat those mistakes. Number 6, starting over requires new goals, and this means you might have to self-reflect before trying again. Slow down, think things through, and organize your thoughts. Once you do this, the path to success will be easier than previously. So, celebrate National Start Over Day today. Make a plan to restart something you failed at before and do it, like Nike, Share your failures with your peers to help find ways to make things successful when they start over. And read about the greatest failures in history that turned into a success. Encourage someone who feels like they are a failure. Let them know failing is normal and they can try again. So share your stories of failures that become successes on social media and tag National Start Over Day. Remember, this history of this National Start Over Day started after a recommendation made by Doug Snoop Phillip. Doug is the social media specialist and web administrator at National Calendar Day. He thought today's National Day would be a great way to encourage people to celebrate every day by remembering it's okay to celebrate by starting over. All right. 7:43 is our time here on the program. We continue with a look at more holidays. And yes, that is a lot of holidays on just today. It's not just National Ice Cream Day or National Donut Day or the more important ones. We're really delving into this, my friend. So, yep, top of the morning to you. Welcome aboard. We hope that you've had a fantastic weekend. We're going to continue on with our National Day, filling out the program, okay? What are we looking at right now? National Veggie Burger Day. For all you vegans out there, you don't get enough exposure, right? So when it comes to combining flavor and plant power, National Veggie Burger Day on June 5th proclaims it can be done. Packed with flavor, protein, and nutrients, veggie burgers show up at backyard barbecues, tailgate parties, and on the menus of high-class restaurants. Grill them, fry them, or bake them. Layer all your favorite toppings like onion, tomato, lettuce, cheese, ketchup, and mustard between crusty roll or bun and take a big juicy bite. That's one way to celebrate this flavorful day. And don't hesitate to add your favorite side dishes too. For example, grilled cauliflower or broccoli, a zucchini noodle salad, or roasted vegetable salad with quinoa. I never could pronounce that name right. Quinoa. If I'm wrong, please tell me. Other options include grilled corn on the cob and sweet potatoes. Round out the meal with a crisp, cool beverage to complement your veggie burger. Celebrate the day with a satisfying meal surrounded by sunshine and friendship. Give a veggie burger a taste. Have a veggie burger cook-off and invite your friends and family to grow up and stack up their favorite burger combos and share. Share your favorites using Veggie Burger Day on social media. Now, Amy's Kitchen founded National Veggie Burger Day in 2017 to encourage everyone to eat a veggie burger and celebrate the positive impact plant-based veggie burgers have on us and the planet. The registrar at National Day Calendar declared the day to be observed on June 5th annually. Also, they have these other fun food holidays like Eat Your Vegetables Day, Produce Misting Day, Fruit at Work Day, and Fresh Squeezed Juice Week. These are all holidays, folks. Another one we have is the International Day for the Fight Against Illegal, what? Unreported and unregulated fishing. Okay. Wow. All right, now we know why we need a license to fish, right, folks? Okay. So here we go with this interesting day. It's the International Day for the Fight Against Illegal, Unreported, Unregulated Fishing. Yeah. Or IUU fishing in virtually all bodies of water. It causes problems for varieties of fish struggling to survive and people who are trying to manage fisheries properly and people who depend on fisheries for food and jobs are fighting illegal fishing. You know, every year as much as 26 million tons of fish are taken illegally from the world seas. That adds up to about nearly 24 billion and jeopardizes the food source of many local populations. Fisheries provide a vital source of food, employment, recreation, trade, and economic well-being of people throughout the world. And in a world of a growing population and persistent hunger, fish has emerged as an essential commodity for the achievement of food security. However, efforts by the international community to ensure the sustainability of fisheries are severely compromised by illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing activities. Interpol and other police forces investigate illegal fishing because it's often part of a more significant problem. You know, other crimes associated with illegal fishing include human trafficking, drug trade, forced labor, and money laundering. You know, overfishing and poaching of protected fishes have reportedly had a negative impact on many fish species. The United Nations uses this day to urge the international community to effectively regulate harvesting and end overfishing, illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, and destructive fishing practices. So what can you do to fight and to observe this day? Go to FAO.org to learn more, to learn about illegal, unregulated fishing. Visit the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration for more information. Wow. That's a mouthful, folks. Yes, it is. All right. One more we have here for you, as if we didn't know. Today is also National Gingerbread Day, which you would think gingerbread in the middle of summertime? Well, yes. 'Tis the season to celebrate National Gingerbread Day. While that may sound strange on June 5th each year, gingerbread lovers across the country celebrate by sampling their favorite recipes and gingerbread treats, whether in the form of bread, cakes, bars, biscuits, or cookies. They're delicious any time of the year. You know, the term gingerbread originally referred to preserved ginger, later referring to a confection made up of honey and spices. Well, gingerbread is a sweet food that typically uses honey or molasses rather than just sugar and is flavored with ginger. You know, gingerbread foods range from a soft, moist loaf cake to something close to a ginger biscuit. It is believed that gingerbread was first brought to Europe in 992 by an Armenian monk, and he lived there for 7 years teaching gingerbread cooking to the French priests and Christians until his death in 999. Sources indicate that in 1444, Swedish nuns were baking gingerbread to ease the indigestion. In the 17th century, gingerbread biscuits were sold in monasteries, pharmacies, and town square farmers markets. During the 18th century, gingerbread became widely available. So break out your favorite gingerbread recipe. Another way to celebrate is by visiting your local bakery. Pick out a variety of gingerbread treats to share, and be sure to give your bakery a shout out too. We even have a few recipes for you to try. It's not just for cookies, you know. So they also have a list of favorite ways to enjoy the gingerbread. You know, they say that ginger is really good for you, and it's great in teas. So why not have a cup of ginger tea with your gingerbread? And that way you'll be doing a double dose of goodness for your body. 7:50 right now at the DMS3000 News Live channel. We're hoping you're enjoying this first episode here. Give a shout out to who's in the room today. The Game Show Fan 2001. Good morning to you. Brandon, you're still there. Thank you. Zach the Artist. Good morning to you if you're still there. We thank you for staying with us and enjoying this first show. Like I said, this is our first show, and if you would like to contribute to it in any way, shape, or form, let us know what we can do to make it even better for you, to make it more enjoyable. As always, this is a news live program, so of course we're giving the news as well. We're going to give you the weather right now, and I'm going to go ahead and do the weather channel. So let's see what's going on here. Weather channel local forecast right now. Oh boy, you guys are looking really good today. All across the board here. The temperatures are going to be ranging from the low 60s to the upper 80s. Some places are going to be 90s, like in Memphis and St. Louis. You're looking at some very interesting weather today. Down in Florida here, we have the upper 80s with some rain today. In New York and in Buffalo and Boston, you're looking at the 60s to the 70s. Washington, D.C. is going to actually hit 80 degrees today. In the Midwest, you're looking at some upper 80s to the low 90s. And all across the board, Phoenix is going to actually hit 104 degrees today, folks. So might as well stay inside today if you live out there in Arizona. Stay cool and keep hydrated. Very important. Remember also, too, if you live down in the south like I do, it is hurricane season, so make sure you do prepare to have the necessary supplies ready for it. Yes, anytime you want to shout out, you got it. You're quite welcome there, Zach. But as I was saying before, if you live down here in the southeast and you know we're prone to hurricanes, do get that hurricane preparation kit and make sure you have it ready to go when a warning does happen. Okay? Now, 7:52 is the WJDC studio time because we are here in the WJDC studios. Yes, thank you. That's good to know, too. A little about me. I'm on the hot seat. As you all know, I am Jason DeCanio, the host of many podcasts and YouTube channels, and this is going to mark my 14th year as a podcaster coming this September. I'm on hiatus right now. I have one more program to actually record on my YouTube or my Spotify account, and then I will be officially on summer hiatus as of tonight, working with David and the gang to get everything ready for our Blockbusters tapings. We have Blockbusters tapings going on tonight. We have the premiere of The Joker's Wild premiering tonight. These are all tapings. Brandon's Super Password finale, season 2, is tonight. He's going to be recording that. And then he goes into a 7-week Tournament of Champions. So that season 2 of that TOC of Tournament of Champions for him is continuing on. I own 3 YouTube channels myself. I own The Legacy of New York, which is the sister program to The Legacy of Queens, Jay's Retro Toys and Games, and The Legends of Smooth Jazz. So if you would like to subscribe to those channels to get more content from myself and see what I also do on the, on the side here, then you're more than welcome to come along and be part of the family. But always remember, the views is what's most important. And also, too, If you have not yet subscribed to the David3000 Network, please do. We are 8 subscribers away from 1,000, which means monetization, folks. So if you have a show that you would like to put on our channel lineup, we'll be monetized. You will have the profits coming from that show that you have put on the David3000 Network. So a little money could be made if you are willing to put your programs on our channel, not only for protection. We're not asking for protection. We're not like the mafia here, folks. What we're saying is if you like to put some back episodes on our program or on our channel to fill up a channel lineup and watch our summer preview channel show that we did a few days ago. We did that last week on the 1st of June. That would be very helpful to you to know what's going on during the summertime, because our fall schedule is going to change and we're going to get a big meeting towards maybe like August or so before that happens. But that's more information to come on down the line. Anyways, I'm with you 2 days a week here, Monday and Tuesday, live on the David3000 Network. Also, too, on Saturday and Sunday will be the return of the Jason DeCanio show without music. We'll be having the same kind of format that we have pretty much here, with a lot of great stuff filling in a 2-hour program on Saturday and Sunday. But those will be recorded, and then they will be uploaded onto the David3000 Network Sunday morning at 6 o'clock, Saturday and Sunday morning at 6 o'clock. It is 7:56. That means it's time to go and say have a great day. And remember, of course, be honest, be real, and keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great morning. Bye-bye.
Don't forget to subscribe to the David3000 Network for great more content like this one.